Okay, so here we are being asked to calculate the mean and standard deviation, so I'm just going to jump straight in here. To calculate the mean, I'm going to add everything up here. Now just for quickness, I'm going to write a dot, 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 but I would prefer if everyone, when you're actually doing this, please write down everything that you're adding up. And that means that if you make a silly mistake, we know exactly where you've made your silly mistakes, so you're more likely to get follow-through marks. So when I add them all up, I end up with 900. And I'm going to divide that by 6. So 900 divided by 6 gives me 150. Okay, so the mean is 150. Now what that actually means is my average price is £150,000. Okay, that's what that's actually telling me. So I've calculated the mean. Now I'm going to calculate my standard deviation. So I'm going to do a wee table here. It's going to have x minus x bar, and x minus x bar all squared. Okay, so there's my 3 headings. I've got 3 instructions. Now it's time to just fill in the table. In that first column goes all of my numbers. 147, make it a bit longer, 190, and oh no, just fit them in, 175. So then the next one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that and I'm going to subtract the mean. So x, whatever's in there, subtract your mean. So 129, take away 150 is negative 21. 134, take away 150 is negative 16. That's negative 25. That's negative 3. 40 and 25. So now I've filled all that in, I've just taken that and taken the mean off every single one of them. I'm going to do what this instruction tells me to do, which is take my answer from before and square it. So, top one is 441. Then we've got 256. Now remember, you are not allowed any negatives in this column that I'm filling in right now. 625, 9, 4 4s are 16, add the 2 zeros, and 25 squared is 625. Okay. So now I've filled in that table, all that's left to do is find my sigma, which is the sum of all of that column. So let's go ahead and add that up. So 625, add 1600, 9, 625, 256. Oh, I've typed something wrong into my calculator. Let me try that again. Start at the bottom, so 625, 1600, and 9, 625 again, 256, 441, and that gets me 3,556. Then I'm going to actually find my standard deviation. Okay, so that's the square root of that sum that you just found all over n minus 1. So it's going to be the square root of 3556 all over n minus 1. There were 6 things there, so that means it's going to be 6 take away 1 is 5. So we'll divide that answer by 5, and don't forget your square root. That gives me 26.66833, and it goes on and on and on. And let's round that. Are we told anything about rounding? No, we're not. So let's just do 26.7. That's my standard deviation. Okay, let's see. Is there a wee part B here? Yes, there is. Okay. So I'm going to just scroll it down so that you can still see my answers from part A. This is your mean here. And this is your standard deviation. Let's just fill that in. That means we can see everything on the board at the one time. Okay, so in area B, the last 6 apartments sold gave a mean of £190,000 and a standard deviation of £16. And what you're being asked to do is make 2 valid comments comparing the 2 sets of prices. Now, there's 2 things that I'm always going to comment on. In fact, you know what, I'll leave that there and I'll just write my comments in this space so that it's kind of all on the one screen for us. So the first thing I want to do is I want to compare what's happening on average. Okay, so on average, which areas house prices were higher? So area A, the average was 150,000. Area B, the average was 190,000. So on average, area B's prices were higher than area A's. And then the second thing you want to do is you want to talk about how spread out they are. Okay, so the standard deviation for A is 26.7 and the standard deviation for B is 16. So if this number is bigger, it means it's more spread out. Okay, so area A's prices were bigger, more spread out. So area A's prices were more spread out than area B's.